Hey, good morning. It's Jim from JAGfx.com. It is Saturday, the 31st of May 2025. This is my weekly analysis video where we have a look at some of the Forex pairs. I am trading on the daily time frame using the high probability and divergence trading methods from my books. So thanks everyone for watching. If you do like the video, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, or even hit that little bell thing. I think that does something too, I don't know. That's always appreciated. I hope everyone's weekend's going okay and their week went all right. This week, on Wednesday night, we had our big State of Origin rugby league game between Queensland and New South Wales. I'm a Queenslander supporter, and yeah, we came second. Wasn't a very good game at all. And my other football team, my club football team, the Roosters, they don't play until tomorrow. Last game tomorrow. It'll be a tough game too against Canberra. Anyway, I digress. So Formula One's on too, and Oscar's topped the timesheets and practice, so we've got qualifying today, which is looking forward to that. Out of Catalonia, Spain, isn't it? Spain, yep. Spanish Grand Prix. All right, let's have a look at the charts. All right, where are we? Let's find them. Right, this is TradingView. I do all my analysis on TradingView. It's much easier for me to write notes, and it looks pretty. It's easy. I'm actually going to change it. I'm going to go for a light background. I'm thinking I'll have a bit of a play with it during the week. Not a high priority, but I'm going to have a bit of a change. Change is as good as a holiday. So this is my watch list on the right. It's in they're highlighted different colours, just different trade management techniques. The top three are the multi-sequence hedging. The second four in yellow are the loss recovery based on the QMP filter dot. The next three in blue are traditional hedging, and the bottom three in the pinky salmon looking colour, that's loss recovery based on the MACD platinum. Don't seem to get many trades in them. And the other bottom, I've got trades open, pound USD, USD CAD and the USD Singapore dollar, and obviously the US 500. Now, I'm not a trade signal provider. Please don't follow me blindly. I'm not here giving trade advice. I'm just giving you trade ideas. All my trades I call pretty well, not straight away. These are the daily candles. So the new daily candle for me is 4 a.m. local. I live in Vietnam. It's the same time as Bangkok, same time as Phnom Penh in Cambodia, Ho Chi Minh City, all that, Hanoi. It's all the same time zone. So 4 a.m. is the new candle for me. I don't get out of bed until about 6:30, Monday to Friday. So it's about 2.5 hours. Not much happens in that 2.5 hours. It's pretty good. Because of the time zone I live in, it's good. I even trade the 8-hour charts, and the new 8-hour candle's obviously at 4 a.m. also, but not much damage done in that first couple of 2.5 hours. Sometimes a couple of the yen pairs move, that's about it. So yeah, don't follow me blindly, not a trade signal provider. Do your own due diligence. As I said, I just give trade ideas. So let's have a look where we're at. We'll go through these. So the Aussie yen, we're in a sell trade. Now all my sell trades are normally in red. I think that's pretty obvious. MACD well above the zero level. So remember, we're looking to sell when it's above the zero level and buy when it's below the zero level. That's most of the time. That's probably 98% of the time. There are times when I will take trades on the other side of the zero level, but there'll be something else involved, like divergence or something that catches my eye. So we've got a nice resistance level on price here, marked by this blue trend line. So we got high there, high, trouble breaking it, again high. Took the sell, but it's really struggled. It went down a bit, but it's bounced back up, and it's come back down again. And now we've got a blue dot on the MACD platinum. It's not below the zero level, so it's in sort of no man's land. And what I did, I've just set the stop, put a stop in place. There's not enough to take half off the table. The MACD platinum is now through the zero level. So it was through the zero level here on this candle, which was Thursday's candle. Definitely not enough. So what I did on Friday, I just placed a stop above that high there. So I've reduced my risk on the trade. Previously had no stop, so now I've got a stop and play, and I've still got the full position size in play. If it popped down, if this had closed a bit lower on Friday, I would have then considered closing half on Monday's open, but it's still not really giving me much there. So I'll just keep an eye on it for a couple of days. It's heading in the right direction, but albeit a bit messy and slowly. All I've done is put a stop in place. So the worst I can lose is between the solid red line and the red dotted line. That's my stop. Right, pound CAD. Now, something happening on Monday. Now, this is a bit of a pain, this one. Remember, this is my multi-sequence hedging, all right? MSH, multi-sequence hedging. If you don't know any of these trade techniques or trade management techniques, I suggest you go to my YouTube video. There's a playlist called Profitable Forex Trading or something like that. It's got videos. I think there's about 15, 16 videos in there. There's videos that explain all these trade management techniques. Have a look at my spreadsheet. I share a spreadsheet. It's got all these trades I talk about are on that spreadsheet. It's just a matter of tracking them. Pause the video, have a look. So what we did here, on Monday there's a new sell trade, all right? So let's just clear that up. Now, if you don't trade with the trade management techniques, this is a good sell trade anyway. Just take the sell trade, place your stop above the high here, somewhere about above this high. But Monday, it's a new sell for me, so it involves a little bit of happening. So that red line there will be my sell. I don't know what it is until Monday. So what I've taken here, S1 was a sell. So I took a sell, had a reversal, so I took a hedge on that and also commenced a new sequence on sell 2. This one is sequence 3, so it'll be a second sell for sequence 1. There'll be a hedge for sequence 2. Just have a look over here. Be hedge for sequence 2, and it'll be a new sell 3. Now, previously between these two, generally I'm looking, this is my overall break even for these 3 trades here, because remember that's a sell, hedge buy, and a second buy, so 3 trades. It poked through the break even level about 4 times on 4 different days there, but it just didn't. I'm looking for a close above it, then I would have started closing out the trades. And it didn't break this high here, and I don't set like profit targets or anything like that, so I've got no orders set. So it's all when I'm at the computer sort of stuff. So it's poked through a few times. I probably could have got out a couple of times there, and I didn't. No big deal. And now I like this resistance level on price, that blue line, as you can see, that's high. It's a high there. I like that. MACD Platinum's above the 0 level, albeit a bit sideways. So I'll take this sell here on Monday. So it'll be a second sell, hedge sell, third sell, as per those. I don't know where my break even is. It'll be, I'm assuming my break even, I'll just be guessing. It's going to be in here somewhere, I think. It's not going to be too far away, but we'll sort that out on Monday and it'll be on the spreadsheet. And yeah. So yeah, definitely a sell on Monday. So it's a standalone. With the multi-sequence hedging, I have to take further trades. So it's all good. It's a pair I like trading. It's just been a bit messy the last couple of months. It's got nice moves previously, but it does have like a lot of pairs, it can go in a bit of sideways action. And with the tariff coming and going, it's Arthur or Martha. There's so many court cases going on apparently. A lot of the states are trying to block the tariffs. Trump's using some executive power, which they think he doesn't have. He's abusing the power. So it's going to be sorted out in the courts. The tariffs were blocked, but then because he appealed, they got a waive on is that the right word? You know what I mean. The tariffs are still in force until the appeal's heard. So, but even in Vietnam, I read a big story yesterday. There's a new Trump golf course resort being built up there, Hanoi. Apparently, it's all been rushed through. It's the quickest any resort's ever been approved by, 10 times quicker than any other approval. The government's been accused of bowing to Trump and his tariff threats and letting his family build a resort, and it's all been fast tracked, and the locals are pissed off, and it's just it looks, what's the old story of it? Looks like shit, smells like shit, tastes like shit, probably is shit, and that's what. It's just so blatantly obvious what's happening. But anyway, I digress. I'm not here to pick on DT. Right, let's have a look. Keep on moving down the list. We've got XAUs, gold. We're in no man's land at the moment with gold. We're in all these sequences here. Last signal was this buy here, which I actually like. This hidden bullish divergence there. You can see the green line. MACD platinum a long way below the zero. Look, it's still got potential, but there's so much uncertainty in the markets at the moment. So we just see where we're at. We've got a bit of profit locked in. Overall break-evens at 4,200, which is way up there. We're never going to get up there. Wherever that is up there. But that's not really neither here nor there, because we can start accumulating profit when we can, when it presents. So I've got a lot of trades on. So I've just got to wait and see what happens. At the moment, you pause the video, have a read of that. It's not the worst case. We're only overall break even at 4,295, but most of this is hedged. So sequence 1's hedged. Sequence 3, sorry, is hedged. Sequence 5 is hedged. So sequence 6 is a buy, hedge, sell, second buy. And there's the break even, that yellow dotted lines, dash lines, a bit hard to see in there. Sequence 8's a buy, it's going nowhere fast. So yeah, so we're only plus 0.16 long, which is nothing. That's why the overall break even so far away. Just wait and see what happens next. Aussie, USD, rightio. We're in a buy trade. This is two buys in here from the 11th of April. Stops in place, still hasn't been stopped out. Very, very close. In the meantime, I've taken this sell here, and this is just gone. There's a bit of a regular bearish divergence there. Price this green dash line. I'll move this up a bit. This green dash line is a big round number. It's a 65-cent level. This one's a 60-cent level. So it's a big round number on the Aussie USD. It's come up there, took the sell, and it's been absolutely crap for 2-3 weeks there. Remember, each one of these is a day. There's 5 days on the Forex market. So what's that? Yeah, a couple of weeks just sideways. So the sell's there, and we're just hovering above it, and we've just poked through the 65 cent, but generally it's held again, and we've still got this divergence here. Very obvious regular bearish divergence. Now this is, like I'm saying, sometimes the MACD platinum below the zero level. If I wasn't in this sell already, you could probably look at taking another sell, even though the MACD platinum's below the zero level. But I was drawing this trend line here just to see there's really nowhere you could draw it. If you're going from this low here to across there, you know, you may have got a second trade in there, but you're close to your original entry, so it probably wouldn't be worth the hassle. You know, a couple of days later, you probably moved it to there, and there's still no obvious sort of entry there, you know, like this poke through, but I'd wait one more day, and that one sort of didn't do much, and now we're here. Or you could probably bring it up, you know, like look at something like that, but again, we're just near our original entry anyway, so there's really not much happening. It's hard to get a read on at the moment. Yeah, so we're still in this buy, can't lose on that, and we're a couple of pips down on the sell. So that's the Aussie USD. Right, Bitcoin, something happened. Now Bitcoin, BTC USD, it's a 24-hour market, and a couple of hours ago, I've closed my loss recovery. So let's have a look at my notes. So trade 5, which is a sell from the 26th of May, is that right? Yep, 26th of May. These are my two target levels. MACD platinum through the zero level. I closed 0.56. So my last trade, trade 5 sell 0.64. I've closed 0.56, and now I've got a stop at 106.712. So this is a 24/7 market, which means its market's open now. You can see it ticking over the price there. I've closed, recovered that loss, put my stop loss in a place where I can't lose anything on that trade. Just get lazy with my English sometimes. So the stop's just above that SMA 20, simple moving average 20. In the meantime, during the week, I stopped out of this buy. I've been in this buy since the 10th of April. So on the 30th of May, which was yesterday, or stopped out. There's a stop there. I leave it on the charts for the weekend video, so I'll tidy up this chart and I'll get rid of all these yellow lines and just stop and just buy trade once the video's done. So yeah, we've gone up. It's been a good trade. Broke the 100 eventually. That's 100 level there, which is a big round number, which I think we're sort of heading back towards, possibly. Doesn't matter. We took this sell here. So the loss recovery, this was the first sell here. Look, the MACD platinum's above the zero the whole time here. So there's your first sell. Reversal, so we had to take trade 2 buy. Another reversal, so it's a trade 3 sell. Then a trade 4 buy. And now we've taken a trade 5 sell. So that's all those notes there. And it's come down through both my targets. Target 1 is where I can close out everything, all the whole position size, and recover all those losses. Target 2 just gives me a better opportunity to close out a partial and put a stop in place and see if I can get more profit. So in this case, I blew right through both the targets. By the time I woke up a couple of hours ago, I was in profit. MACD platinum through the zero level. Saturday, close, put the stop in place. So I'm in a good, happy place with Bitcoin. But that's probably the only one of the pairs I am in a happy place with. All right, pound yen, one's giving me a bit of grief also. Again, this is the loss recovery. The good thing is we're still in this buy trade, are we? Yes. Very close to being stopped. Let's have a look. Yeah. All right, so we're in this buy trade from the 16th of April. Stop in place there. Very close to being stopped out, but we can't lose on that. So sequence 1, that's sweet. We can't lose on that. That's all good. The reason for that grey vertical line there is there's a red dot on the MACD platinum above the zero level. Now I'm in a loss recovery sequence. So sequence 2, don't worry about the number of the sequences. That just makes it easy for me. So we're going to sell. And it didn't go anywhere, so I closed it and took a buy, and it didn't really go anywhere. Then we had to sell, and it didn't go down enough, so that was trade 3. Then trade 4, we had another reversal, and this is with the MACD platinum all above the zero level. We had a buy, and it hasn't broken this high. Now we've got this trend line here, this high. It's always been there because you had that one, this one. Now we've sort of come up to it, close to it again. See, it's poked up through there. And looks like we're going to get a sell. There's a red dot on the MACD platinum above the zero level. Going to get a sell. So what will be happening more than likely, I'll be closing out that buy, which is taken up there, for another loss. Probably get stopped out on this buy, which is good because that helps offset some of the losses I'm taking. And we'll take a trade 5 sell. This is more than likely scenario it's going to happen. And we'll go to the downside and try and recover these losses. It's not too bad. It's a pair I like trading, so I'm not getting too stressed about it as yet. Moving along, silver, gone a bit sideways. We've had this red dot on the MACD platinum above the zero level for a while. We've got this resistance level on price. I'm just waiting on a sell signal, but it's all a bit chopping and changing. That's sideways for a week there. Not much happening. These levels here, $35 level, and that's the $30 level. That's silver. I like trading silver, but nothing to get too excited about at the moment. Nothing. Right, Euro Aussie. Now, something happened there. Yes. My sell trade from the 14th of April was stopped out last night. Just poked up there. It probably doesn't show on there, but on my actual platform I was stopped out, so that's what I go by. So that's been stopped out for overall profit last night, and I'm still in this buy here from the, what's that, the 16th of May, in a buy based on hidden bullish divergence. The MACD platinum still just below the zero level. If you look at the orangey number over here, when I run my cursor over it, even Friday's candle, it's still a negative number, negative 0.00057. So it's still technically below the zero level. On Monday, that'll probably pop through the zero level. Then I'll look at closing half and probably bring my stop under this low here on this candle here. So it'll be very tight. That's the plan. But in the meantime, I've taken a profit on the sell there, which is good, and the buyer, we're just waiting for this zero, at least the zero level to pop through. As I said, and this is hidden bullish divergence, so I like this. I'll just give it a little bit of time. Hopefully we'll get a bit of profit there. And I'll tidy up the chart once the video's done. New Zealand CAD. Now look at this. This is just... The good thing is I'm going to sell from 1st of May. Even though it's actually gone sideways, we're back to my entry level. Now I'll flick to my 8-hour charts because I trade this pair on my 8-hour charts. Have a look at this dog's breakfast. So just about to flick over to my 8-hour charts. New Zealand CAD. Have a look at this. It's just... I'm on trades. I'm in 2 sequences. The MACD Platinum is basically hugging the zero level. QQE is basically around the 50 level. The price is stuck in this tight zone. I could probably draw another aqua line along there, but I've got enough blue lines there. So yeah, on Monday I'm taking another sell actually on the, and it just hedges me on the this pair. I just wish it'd go one way or the other. Yeah, just not. So I'll go back to the daily. So we're going to sell, absolutely going nowhere. MACD Platinum's already through the zero level. There's a grey vertical line. There's a blue dot on the MACD Platinum below the zero level. So these blue pairs, they're the ones I'm doing the traditional hedging on. So I'll just wait and see. I'll work my way out of this. Always seem to do all right, okay eventually with the New Zealand CAD. New Zealand USD and a buy trade, which I was a little bit reluctant to take, but it was a valid signal. There's your MACD Platinum below the zero level, blue QMP filter dot there. The reason I was reluctant to take it, and I think I may have mentioned this, is we're at the 60 cent level, that green level. Like the Aussie, that's a 55 cent. Like the Aussie USD, the New Zealand USD sort of respects those levels fairly well too. So when we took the buy, we're basically taking it into that high there, which is not the smartest thing to do, but because the way I trade, I hedge, etc., I've got a little bit less resistance to trades like that. Is pardon the pun. I'm not too stressed by it, that's all. But if I was trading with a traditional stop in place, it's a trade I'd probably go in with a bit lower risk. Because just at that level there, it's gonna look, it'll probably break through it eventually, but it's a tough level and there'll be a lot of orders around there. Right, Aussie Swiss in a sell, again hidden bearish divergence there, which is, you can see it there. Little bit going sideways, but we're starting to head in the right direction. The MACD Platinum's getting close to the zero level. Again, big round number, it's the 50 cent level. So you touch there, big round number. So we're looking good. Once this MACD Platinum gets through there, I'll look at closing half and probably putting a stop just above these highs or something like that. Euro USD in a buy, and this is on my loss recovery based on the MACD Platinum. So we're going in the right direction, it's a bit sideways there. MACD, hidden bullish divergence, which I like. Obviously, MACD Platinum still below the zero level. We've had a good little poke up from Thursday, and Friday sort of no man's land again. And so it'd be nice if this MACD Platinum pushed up through the zero level, close half, put a stop. You could probably put it below that wick there, or even just below the SMA 20. Gets it inside the entry level. Pound Aussie in a buy from the 12th of May. It's really going nowhere fast. It was based on hidden bullish divergence, which I like. MACD Platinum poked through the zero level, close half, brought my stop up. The stop's just underneath it's inside the entry level and just underside the SMA 20. In the meantime, got this red dot on the MACD Platinum above the zero level, hence the grey vertical line, and we've got prices got a bit of a resistance level now, so we're just waiting on a potential sell set up there, which would be good. Now I'll give the pound USD a bit of a miss for now. I'll come back to it in a second because there's a fair bit to talk about. USD CAD, still in this sequences. Sequence 1 is we're hedged at the moment, so this is traditional hedging, so buy, hedge sell, second buy, second hedge sell, third buy, third hedge sell. So we're hedged on sequence 1. No drama. I'm starting to dislike the cat again. Sequence 2, there's a sell. So I took the sell there, MACD platinum above the 0 level. There's hidden bearish divergence, which I like. And the MACD platinum still above the 0 level, and it went down nicely, then it pulled back, then it's gone back down nicely again. So looking okay there. In a loss recovery, we're in a few trades here. Trade 4 was the last trade sell there. So this was based on, so the initial one was a buy. We ignore the sell because it's not a valid MACD platinum. Took the second one, that's trade 3. That failed. Took the third one, which was on this divergence. So it's a valid one. It's failed. Took this fourth one, that's where I now sell, and there's my targets down there. So if it just pushes down, takes out those targets, at least I can get out the loss recovery. Then I've only got to worry about sequence 1 and sequence 2 trades. So USD Singapore dollar, don't ignore why it's highlighted. I'm on a pepperstone chart. I don't know why, and I think I'm doing something on the 8 hours or something on pepperstone or so. All right, we got sequence 1, which is a bit of a nightmare. It's hedged at the moment. It's traditional hedging. So that's hedged. Sequence 2 is good. So it's a sell there. No, sequence 2, over here, Jim. Sequence 2, there. Sell. Now don't worry about sequence 2, because that was a sell, buy, second sell. Now I've got to stop and place. Close most of those trades, so that's good. I've got 2 loss recovery sequences going. They're both taken on this sell here. Their stops there too. So these 3 trades over here have all got to stop in the same place at 130317. So I could probably bring that down a little and probably down to above that wick there. So don't worry about that. They're all sweet. Sequence 3 is this sell here. And it's sort of going nowhere fast. We're just above the entry level there. We've got a blue dot on the MACD platinum. It's just above the 0 level. But we've had all this divergence down here. Regular, bullish divergence. So if I get a buy, and now what I'm considering, I might hedge sequence 3. Don't know. Depends when I get that buy. I might just close sequence 3 and take a loss on it. Yeah, it doesn't matter because these 3 trades here are going to give me some profit. So that's all good. They're going to give me some profit. And I could look at closing out my sells and just go on DCA on the buy, something like that. I'll have a think about it, but I'm not too concerned about it. The thing I like about this is all these trades up here are all very close together. So he's got a cluster of trades, they're all very close together, so it tightens things up a lot. So, but I've got these winning trades on here too, which is good, and we'll get some profit there. Quick look at the US 500, US stock market. Because of the uncertainty, we've got these funny looking, I don't know what you call those sort of candles, but the uncertainty where you basically open and close at the same level, 2 days in a row there. We're getting up close to the previous highs. We've got a bit of regular bearish divergence there. See, we had divergence there. Hidden bearish divergence, but there's no actual sell signal until up there. So, like I always say, you're a braver man than me shorting the US stock market, but who knows? But the last signal was this sell, and it's still valid at the moment. All right, let's get to it. Pound USD. Now, just bear with me here. There's a lot happening on this chart. Now, what I did during the week, you'll see these white lines marked on the chart. Now, I actually went through my spreadsheets, my multi-trade spreadsheet, and just seeing with my mistakes if I could have got out any time at overall break even and not still be in this mess. Now, it turns out I was. So if we started back here, if I just followed all the trades like I should have, including Which one was it? There's one I got in completely wrong. This one. This is like, was that a Wednesday or something? Yeah, see, that was a Wednesday. This candle here, Wednesday the 2nd of April. On that night, for some reason, I went out in the town, and by the time I had a late night and I come home and I slept in, so I missed the entry. So it's those, basically I missed the open and basically got in at the close on where it happened to be. If I had got in at the open, I would have been out. I could have got out of all these trades, which would have been the smart thing to do, considering the MACD Platinum's below the zero level and this was going to the upside price on that white line there. It would have been hard. I may not have caught it. So then if the sequence continues, it came very close. This white line up here, it was about 3 pips short, so it didn't happen. But then this one here, if I'd taken that sell, well and truly out anywhere in here on those white. So, but I didn't take them, it didn't happen, but I just want to see, I just wanted to go back on the multi-trade spreadsheet and seeing if I got in close to the correct place where I should have gone in. Just by me going out that one night, missing that entry, has messed up this whole sequence of trades. I'm not saying I would have got out then, but I could have, and I would have been very close there, but I definitely would have been out of all this mess in here on that white line. But it didn't happen, but I'm just showing you that if you commit to these sequences, this type of trading, you have to be, you can't afford to miss a trade or just get in late like that. Look, having said that, I could have gone out that bender, could have come home and that I could have got a better entry on the price. You know, you can't, I haven't got a time machine, you know, Captain Hindsight's a great tool, but I just want to show you what happens if you do mess them up. So ignore those white lines. That was just all that was for. Now let's get into it. Now, Monday, there's a new sell signal. So we've got a new sell. We've got regular bearish divergence. You see it there? It's obvious. New sell on Monday. I don't know what the price is going to be. Now, we've got a few sequences. Sequence 1, sequence 3, sequence 5, and sequence 7. They started off as sells. The last time I took a trade here, I pivoted them to the buy side. I like the setup on the buy side. Now, I don't like the setup anymore on the buy side. So now I'm going to pivot them to the sell side. So all that means is, if I bring up my spreadsheet for the pound, multi-trade spreadsheet. So this is sequence 1, all right? So it starts over here, that's sequence 1, that's a sell, and that's where we're at the moment. So let's just move that across. So all I'm going to do on Monday is I'm going to close this last buy, which is this buy here. So this is the last buy for sequence 1, sequence 3, sequence 5, and sequence 7. So I'm just going to close this buy. See, it's got buy there, and it's just going to be a sell. So all I'm doing is pivoting. See how I'm 1.56 long, and I've got a break in. All I'm going to do is sell. I don't know what the price is going to be, but now you see I'm 1.56 short. So I'm just pivoting to the... So I'm closing all of those buy trades on sequence 1, sequence 3, sequence 5, and sequence 7. So that'll give me some profit, not much, because it's not that far above the entry level. Then I'm going to replace them with sell trades. So that'll give me break-even levels down there somewhere for those sequences. Sequence 9 is going to be a second sell. So there's a sell there, then there's a... It didn't really go down. I probably should have done something about it in here. I didn't. I probably should have closed half technically, but I dropped the ball again. When you get so many trades on, you tend to lose sight of the small inside trades and that. So that's what I've done here. There, it would have been a perfect place to close half, but I didn't. I took a hedge. Now I'm going to take a second sell. Sequence 10 during the week, I closed that. There was a buy there. I just didn't like it. It was getting a bit ugly. I just closed that, took a small profit. So sequence 10's finished. So we can get rid of that. You can have a look at the spreadsheet for that. It's only about $40 or something. So sequence 10, this will be the new sequence 10 here. So sequence 10 will be a sell. So it's a new standalone trade, sell. I don't know where my break-evens will be. I'm going to reduce this loss to date by closing those 4 trades on the buy side. And I've already started to update. I don't know the prices, obviously. Now, I've left these yellow lines on here. See, this was sequence 5. It actually got poked through. So I couldn't have got out of sequence 5. It just didn't go up high enough. So that will be somewhere down here. So I don't know where that's going to be yet. I'll just put it in amongst all my lines here so I can drag it on Monday. Now, sequence 7 definitely gone through. And I'm looking at the MACD Platinum here. And look, I should have probably taken some action there. Again, hindsight, because I can see prices higher than here and there's divergence forming there. So what's divergence tell you? Potential reversal. So I probably should have taken some action on sequence 7. So I probably messed up again there. It's getting all a bit messy. So I had an opportunity to probably get out of 7, but I didn't. So we're back in it still. Clear these, get rid of these lines. So the white lines there. Yeah, it's just that one Wednesday night. Bummer. All right, so we're pivoting to the sell side, but like I said, this is a standalone sell here. I'll probably get rid of that blue line. It's not really relevant at the moment. So we've got regular bearish divergence. MACD Platinum's just above the 0 level, but you know, you look at the trend. It's an uptrend, you know. But is it running out of steam? Who knows? There's obviously weakness on the pound. I noticed a few other pound pairs have come down. Now I've also got the loss recovery to deal with. So I've got 2 problems on this pair. So on the last trade was this buy. That was a trade 13 buy. Where's my notes? See all my little book here, notes. So yeah, close on the trade 13 buy, so it'll be a small profit. I reckon it'll be about, if price opens pretty close to where it closed on Friday, we're going to be looking at about $450, $440 or something. There's a fair bit of swap to deal with on this pair. So about $400 something, 440. So they'll come off that tattle and I'll take another trade, a trade 14 sell. So that's a loss recovery. So that's it for the pound USD. A little bit messy and a few mistakes made, and I'm paying the price. And the number 1 mistake I made was I went in with double my position size initially, and I haven't been able to. It wasn't a mistake initially, but I should have taken some action when I went into loss recovery mode, and I didn't. So I should have halved my position, but I didn't. Now I'm stuck with a trade sequences from hell and with mistakes made and double position size. It's churning into my margin a bit, which is, I'm glad to see the back of it. But it's a pair I don't mind trading, so it's not the end of the world. Right, that's 38-minute video. I've talked long enough. All right, boys and girls, thanks for watching the video. If you do like it, hit the like button and subscribe button. What's the time? It's only 11:16. I've never been up this early on a Saturday for a long time. Cleaning's already been, everything's done. And I'll upload this video and I'll do a bit of work on a EA. Testing an EA. All right, thanks for watching. Enjoy the weekend. Stay safe. Thank you.